And I'm saying hello to everyone. This is Reverend Jerry Hobby. We are live today on this wonderful Merry Christmas Eve. I'm so grateful to be with you. I am the spiritual director of Spiritual Enlightenment and Truth Focused Ministry. And as we celebrate this holiday season, we're stepping into a new holiday. I invite you to simply breathe with us and remember, today is a day where we get to honor the presence of light and love. In essence, we're honoring the presence of love and law, the sacred tryst between love and law, the ultimate lovers in life, understanding where love births everything from the heart space, and the law makes it possible. So I invite you to sit in the silence with us wherever you're at in the world, regardless of your practice. We're just breathing. And we're breathing in a space of merriment, a place of joy, and a place of honor. Our reading today comes from 365 Science of Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. And it's quite interesting that today's reading is actually meant for Christmas Day. However, yesterday's reading was meant for today. So I'm sharing this because I know it is by divine order that we would have this reading today. It is entitled, Today I Walk in the Light of God's Love. So we breathe. We start first with sacred readings, one coming from John chapter 4, verse 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship it must worship it or him or her in spirit and truth. For we remember that God is it all. And then we have a reading from the Bhagavad Gita. I, the Father of the universe, the Mother, the Supporter, the Grandsire, the Holy One to be known, the Word of Power. And from the Tao Te Ching, the Tao produced one, one produced two, two produced three, three produced all things. Ernest Holmes writes, our lesson tells us that God is the Father, the Mother, the Supporter, the Grandsire. It tells us that from the oneness of God proceeds the law, the essence, and the world. Then it tells us that God is spirit. Wonderful indeed is this conception of the union of all life, which Jesus proclaimed in the ecstasy of his illumination. I and the Father are one. All cause and all effect proceed from this invisible spirit. We are one with this spirit and cannot be separated from it. Our word has power because our word is the action of God through our thought. Power is. We use it. We do not have to create it. Let us seek to use the power of our word more generously, with a greater idea of its beneficence, its abundance, and its ability. When we learn to believe, then our belief is increased. Receiving much, we shall receive more. Giving everything, we shall and in return receive all. Let us be willing to die to the lesser in order to become resurrected in the greater. This is the true meaning of that thought that we must lose our lives in order to find them. Naturally, we must let go of our ignorance if we would gain knowledge. We must stop walking in darkness if we would walk in light. So today, I walk in light, the light of God's love. Today, I am guided, and my guidance is multiplied. I know exactly what to do, exactly how to do it. This is an inspiration within me that governs every act, every thought in certainty with conviction and peace. I invite you to sit with those words right now. We release the lesser for the greater. We open our hearts and we allow divine wisdom to expand and grow itself. That wisdom comes from the awareness, the working together of love and law. Love clarifying itself, and law just obediently responding in adoration and truth, irrespective. So with our intentions right now, we send the power of love in our lives. We let go of limited thoughts about love and allow love to expand as wisdom, as joy, as good. And remembering, as we unleash the chains of love and those limited ideas, we expand the power of love in our life, and it fulfills itself in practical ways. So just breathe. What is love? And what does love look like in our lives? Our reading this morning comes from 365 Science of Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. Today's reading is entitled, Today I Walk in the Light of God's Love. We start first with John chapter 4, verse 24. God is the Spirit, and they that worship him or her or it must worship him or her or it in spirit and truth. We remember God is all. And then we have our reading from the Bhagavad Gita, which expands the awareness of this thing we call God. It says, I, the Father of this universe, the Mother, the Supporter, the Grandsire, the Holy One, to be known, the Word of Power. Many ways to express the infinite. And then we move to the Tao Te Ching. The Tao produces one. One produces two. Two produces three. And three produces all things. That's the compounding expression of the infinite in action. Just breathe that in. And now, here are Ernest Holmes' words. He says, our lesson tells us that God is the Father, the Mother, the Supporter, the Grandsire. It tells us that from the oneness of God proceeds the law, the essence, and the Word. When it tells us that God is Spirit, wonderful indeed is this conception of the union of all life, which Jesus proclaimed in the ecstasy of his illumination. I and the Father are one. All cause and effect proceed from the invisible Spirit. We are one with this Spirit and cannot be separated from it. Our word has power because our word is the action of God through our thought. Power is. We use it. We do not have to create it. Let us seek to use the power of our word more generously, with a greater idea of its beneficence, its abundance, and its ability. When we learn to believe, then our belief is increased. Receiving much, we shall receive more. Giving everything, we shall in return receive all. Let us be willing to die to the lesser in order to become resurrected into the greater. This is the true meaning of that thought that we must lose our lives in order to find them. Naturally, we must let go of our ignorance if we should gain knowledge. We must stop walking in darkness if we were to walk in light. I'm going to invite you now to unmute yourselves. We're going to influence the chatter within ourselves, within the world, within all of our affairs right now through the power of the spoken word, the most powerful thing in the world. Today, I walk in the light of God's love.
Today I walk in the light of God's love.
Today, I am guided, and my guidance is multiplied.
Today I am guided, and my guidance is multiplied.
I know exactly what to do,
I know exactly what to do,
exactly how to do it.
exactly how to do it.
There is an anticipation within me that governs every act.
There is an anticipation within me that governs every act,
Every thought,
every thought,
uncertainty,
and
certainty,
certainty,
with conviction and peace.
with conviction and peace.
and peace.
Just breathe that in right now. And as we breathe this in right now, we honor this presence. We honor the light that is alive within us. We honor in this space of sacredness, knowing that with this divine presence, all things are possible. Knowing that within this presence, our use of this good that we've been taught to affirm, acknowledging it's good, and knowing that we all ought to have it, that it is ever present right now, free of anything that limits or brings or tarnishes it, free of hatred, free of envy, free, and anchored in this space. I know that everlasting love fulfills itself. That everlasting love shows up in every action, every deed, whether it is being in sacred service in our work, whether it is being in sacred service as a volunteer, whether it is just being present in the company of God, knowing that everyone in the world is an expression of God, seeing only good and infinite possibilities for ourselves and for people everywhere, releasing any sense of hatred, allowing for peace and harmony to prevail, and allowing for this light to shine brighter, ever brighter, within each and every one of us. This is the energy, this is the vibration we walk in. We walk into this essence, acknowledging what Christmas is all about, returning again to the root of the word, knowing that Christmas is the setting of intentions, it is the birth of new ideas and new patterns, like the birth of a baby, creating opportunities for newness and freshness to unfold all around us. So we return to that moment of our sacred birth and know that this is the moment of good. With gratitude, this sacred, merry Christmas Eve, and with gratitude for this wonderful Christmas, knowing that infinite good has already unfolded within us. Wherever we are, the presence is. We solidify it right now with a smile from the space of the heart by saying, and so it is.
So it is.
So it
Now
is.
it is.
Now
Now
it
it
is.
is.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Ashe.
Amen. Amen. Ashe.
I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to say this here. What if, in the order of life, everything was set up and rigged in our favor? And what if we were to follow Rumi's enthusiastic energy when he says it's all rigged in our favor? And over the next few days, as we begin to wind down this year and enter into a new year, if we were intentional with our choices, outlining what those choices look like, being intentional in terms of how we show up in the world, how we practice and how we live, how great it would be. The door is open. I invite you all this holiday season to enjoy it. Enjoy the gifts, the wonderful gifts you all will receive. Enjoy the wonderful experiences. And I invite you to be still and intentional with the next phase and order of your life. I love you all, YouTube audience. We will not be with you tomorrow. We're going to send some things your way, like revisiting our holiday program, which was wonderful. believing in miracles. We're going to make sure you have a Christmas log. We have a Christmas log, and we're going to continue to send you prayers. We'll be back the day after Christmas. I'm inviting you all to travel safely, to return home safely, and just be intentional in this space, creating this space, and allowing for more miracles to show up in your life. A mirror is life reflecting back to you your thought patterns.